For life.
Yeah. Bullet cast. What's going on? Stacy. This elite podcast in here. Ain't nobody better. Look.
Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, your mother's favorite podcaster, aka the Microphone Messiah. I am joined by the current Bulletcast podcast champion, Poison Scarlet, and the man who has the bullet cast in the bank, who can take the title from her anytime he wants, Brandon Tanguma.
Yes, that's my name.
You really should have cashed in on that Raw, brother. I'm telling you.
As I said, I was going to. I filed the paperwork out, and the higher up said, "Yeah, no, this doesn't work for me, brother." And I was like, "Okay, fine."
You should have did it so we could have seen the look on your face.
I just was, in shock. I was crying.
You didn't win.
I was so sad that my boy Gable, my boy Shorty G, didn't win the title, but he vowed that he's gonna do it one of these days, and so hopefully, maybe it's at Fastlane, and I'll predict him to win there. Then I'll be champion again. But until that time, I'm just scouting, just waiting.
Until that time.
Meanwhile, I'm just sitting pretty.
Yes. Yeah, wrestling happened this weekend. Ugwa, To Live and Die, and SJ, great crowd, hot crowd. Shout out to everybody and all the matches that happened. Everyone killed it. Interviewed Jordan Blue there, the leader of the Blue Nation. Brandon, what did you think?
Well, Phillip, as always, great interview. Cinematography was good enough. You didn't ask the hot tub time machine question.
No,
it's fine.
I don't ask it every question.
Not gonna throw a hissy fit about it, but
shout out value.
Shout out Jordan Blue, even though you asked the same questions in the rapid portion fire of the podcast.
Actually, no, I didn't. No, I didn't.
It's okay. It's okay. It's a good, quick, 12-minute, 10-minute interview. She talked about her dentistry. So Britt Baker, she ain't the only dentist out there wrestling.
Wow, you actually did watch.
I did listen. You don't think I listened? You think this is just a running bit that I do? No, I actually listened to the podcast. I listened to the interviews. Okay.
Oh wow, I appreciate that. Katie, how'd you like it?
Well, getting the chance to meet Jordan Blue in person at To Live and Die in San Jose with Ugwa was really great. And then getting to hear more about her rise to wrestling and where she started, the different opportunities that she's had and where she's going in, listening to you talk to her. She's the sweetest person outside of the ring, but in the ring, she can totally kick your butt. I love that about her. And
have you never met her before?
I had never actually met her in person. And no lie, I totally fell in love with her. She's an absolute sweetheart.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Jordan's great, man. This past Saturday, there was like a different intensity about her match that I hadn't really seen before. And, she did a great job. And then trying to help Cruz while he was being attacked by Dutra and being the battle queen for the Battle Kingdom. It was a very good show. Impeccable storytelling on everyone's part.
Yes, I agree.
If you haven't done so, please go check out the Jordan Blue interview. She's great. Love Jordan. Can't wait to have her back on again. All right, SmackDown. Is Jimmy in? Is Jimmy in the Bloodline? Paul Heyman said you're in, but you're not in. He has to prove himself to the Tribal Chief. And I love when Paul Heyman puts the phone to his mouth. Call Roman Reigns. I love it. I love it. It's fantastic. My Siri almost just called him, but thankfully it didn't. Yeah. Brandon, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this angle?
I mean, it's kind of interesting. It also is, killing time for Roman to come back whenever that is. I mean, Fastlane is a B-level pay-per-view. I don't know if he's going to be on that show. Survivor Series, who knows? There's people complaining, which maybe we'll talk about the Royal Rumble, how he's not advertised for that show. So, people speculating about how this has been a little long in the tooth. They seemingly might be dragging this powered out a little bit, I would say, with no Roman. I don't think it kind of holds its luster when it's just Jimmy and Paul Heyman and Solo.
Katie.
In all honesty, it feels a little redundant. I mean, wasn't Jimmy the one who started the breakup of the bloodline at the beginning?
Yes, but I've had some time to sit on. I think this is what's happening. He finally got his brother away from Roman, and then he saw his brother was trying to become the tribal chief, and that's why he turned on him. And his brother, he doesn't have his brother anymore. His twin brother is over on Monday Night Raw. Sure, Solo is still his brother, but he doesn't have that same kind of security without Jay. So he doesn't really want to be on his own, and so that's why he's kind of reverted back to going back to the bloodline and Roman and Solo and Heyman and them.
And Jimmy should join the LWO if he wants a family.
That literally
he fit right in.
That literally makes no sense.
I agree. That literally makes no sense.
No.
Why not?
We are here for serious wrestling takes. We're not here.
I mean,
they already have a Filipino in there.
That would be like Jay joining the Judgment Day. I don't think that would work either.
Maybe he joins the Brawling Brutes. Just looking
also
for a
would
fight.
not work.
Jay joining the Judgment. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later.
But
yeah, I feel like that's what this is, and possibly, I heard Sam Roberts say this, and it would be so poetic. Last year's Survivor Series was Sami Zayn's, true test. Like, are you with us or not? What if this year's Survivor Series is Jimmy's true test of, are you really back with us or not? I think there's something there. Given whatever
that's also like 2 months away, and I mean, as I said, no Roman really in sight right now. I don't know how you keep it remotely interesting for that long.
Well, we're not the writers, so we don't have to worry about that.
Well, we're only in like the top of the fourth inning right now, according to Paul Heyman.
Yeah, we are in the top of the fourth.
Hopefully, there's no run rule and this game is over in the fifth.
No. We're going all the way to the bottom of the ninth. Going all the way.
Maybe some extra innings. Who knows?
Yes. LA Knight could be a factor. Yeah, as he had an encounter with Mr. Heyman. LA Knight, Paul Heyman guy? I don't know.
I don't think. I mean, it could be entertaining fit. We've seen Heyman with CM Punk, a guy who doesn't need a mouthpiece for him, but it's just obviously kind of spreading Heyman around, giving something LA Knight to do, interacting with some top level guys. And I don't think anything's going to come of this in terms of like a relationship. Maybe he faces Solo or he faces Roman. Maybe. I doubt it this
Royal
quickly.
Rumble, LA Knight versus Roman Reigns. It could be something. That could be
interesting.
I'm not opposed to that. Lashley and the Street Profits stepped to Judgment Day. So, I guess the Street Profits are baby faces?
Yeah, and they're not exactly like any different than what they used to be. They just wear suits now. So, character development, I guess.
Yeah, but let's change the music. Let's still keep that aggressive attitude, because I mean, you're gonna have to be aggressive being in there with Senior Money in the Bank and Grand Slam Finn. I think we can do something like that. But then the Judgment Day, they made an appearance, with Solo and Jimmy. People were like, "Well, this is out of nowhere." It's not. Heyman had done business with them in the past, like a few months ago, so that it's not out of nowhere. So SmackDown has a lot of interesting things going on. But I think the most interesting thing that happened in wrestling this week, the TKO deal is official. The UFC WWE merger endeavor, all that has taken place. Vince McMahon front and center as people cheer. He's doing the Hogan hand thing. This man just had spinal surgery a few weeks ago. Oh man. Brandon, please read the press release or whatever has been said.
So there's a lot of corporate speak, and there's a lot of different moving parts because we have Endeavor, who owns UFC, and then it's just WWE on its own. They're coming together to form TKO, which shout out to Trinity making the front page of the header or whatever, which I don't know if that was real or not, but I just thought that was funny if that was the case. But WWE is now officially owned by Endeavor Group, holding new TKO brand along with the UFC. The announcement was in April, but it is official on Tuesday. They opened the stock market. They had the two big UFC WWE belts together. And the interesting part, at least I think so, it's a little bit confusing, but Endeavor owns 51% of the TKO, while WWE shareholders, including Vince McMahon, owns 49%, where McMahon is the executive chairman of TKO, which essentially gives him control of the WWE despite being a minority owner of TKO. He ultimately answers to Ari Emanuel and Mark Shapiro, the top executors of Endeavor. So like Vince McMahon is like the head guy of TKO, but he's not the head guy of like the entire thing. It's very confusing. A lot of corporate speak and people, talking about what they want to do and like the upside. And I forget, I'm not going to go through like the entire quote, but someone, I think it was Ari, talked about how maybe they're trying to strike while the iron's hot and run more live events, which I don't know how the wrestlers going to feel about that, because they seem like they have a pretty cushy schedule right now.
They just announced like 20 something more dates as of today. So it's happening.
As someone who's a UFC fan, I don't think you guys are, but like UFC runs literally every single week. Like, yes, there's like kind of tiers where it's like just a ESPN Plus show that no one watches, regular ESPN, and then obviously the pay-per-views. I don't think WWE is going to get to that extent where they technically do have, show every single week, but if they kind of go down that same UFC route where they just satiate to just oversaturate the market, might have an issue, but this is probably one of the better times to do that because this is arguably the hottest WWE has been since the late 90s.
It's an interesting time. It's a special time. People have speculated, and we'll throw CM Punk's name in here. This fits here, given he used to work for UFC and everything. Nick Khan was interviewed and he was asked about Mr. Phil Brooks, and Nick Khan was quoted as saying, "We have a lot of respect for Phil and everything he did here. We have a lot of respect for the things he did in UFC. That's hard to do. Not everybody can just get in the door there." And he just said, "We have a lot of respect for Phil." So,
a great non-answer. Shout out Bill Simmons, who wanted WWE to bring back Test, who died in 2009.
Jesus.
That's very upsetting.
Yeah, but didn't the Saudi government want like Yokozuna, the Ultimate Warrior, in like the greatest Royal Rumble?
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, it is an interesting time in WWE. So we will see how things change, with I guess touring schedules and all that other stuff. But congratulations on everyone involved. Matt Riddle's sexual assault. So apparently, an incident happened at JFK, and Matt Riddle's been taken off of television and live events. So Brandon, tell us about your boy.
Well, at this point, I don't know if I should be. Well, I think it's been a while since I've officially claimed Matt Riddle as my boy, but
you've been singing his praises. He's your boy.
Well, it's been a while since I think Matt Riddle has done anything worthy of praise. But
what are you talking about? Man?
He
teaches his daughter gang signs. We've all seen the picture.
We've seen the pictures, and so Friday they had the India show. Matt Riddle was coming over from there. Landed in JFK in New York, and then he posted like a very strange Instagram post, which has already been deleted. But basically, he says that he was sexually assaulted by like police officers or airline officers, whatever they're called, and he went on like this whole diatribe. And then the people come out, the airline, TSA, whatever, says like, we don't have any like recollection of that or any incident was filed. He seemed like very nice and something I think he said like he was intoxicated, drunk, and then they have to take the claim seriously. So they're running an investigation on the matter, and WWE seemingly has pulled him from all future events. They did mention him on WWE on Raw. They didn't go super heavy and, give us a storyline for why he's not there. But Matt Riddle, obviously, we should all take sexual assault allegations seriously, but someone who's had his fair share of allegations towards him now coming out and saying something like this, it's a very, I don't want to say weird, but it's just it's a situation right now going on with Matt Riddle. And
it is a situation, and not the one from the Jersey Shore. Heyo. Why are you looking at me like that, Katie? Come on, that was it. I mean, come on. See, this is why I don't do color commentary because I'll say things like that. So he's claiming he was touched. Are we sure he didn't do anything?
And they're saying he was intoxicated, but they also said like he was like fine, like he wasn't like there was an incident, but then like he was, I don't know, like Matt Riddle. I've kind of like given up on him of just like being that top guy, and he has like a lot of talent, but obviously there's some like character issues with him. And going back to the UFC, it was like, oh, he just smoked pot, and that was his only thing. But now we've seen him in wrestling in WWE for a while, and I think it's more than just smoking pot is his issue.
He got so lost without Randy. Seemed like he was on the straight.
He really did.
Seemed like he was on the straight and narrow when Randy was there. Then it just happened.
Well, Randy is like the perfect role model for him. Just like, not the best when he was younger, kind of, had a family, straightened himself out, and he seems fine now.
Exactly. He took the Shawn
the
Michaels.
best for Riddle. Hopefully
he took the Shawn Michaels route, essentially. I don't know if he found God or anything like that, but yeah. Tony Khan is in the news for, oh boy, this is fun. This is a good one. I am amused. So the turnstiles at Wembley Stadium have reported that the actual attendance for AEW All In, which claimed to be the largest wrestling gate in history, wasn't the 81,035 people that they said. It was actually 72,265.
Oh my goodness.
Tony, did you really think we weren't going to find out? Did you really think you could lie to us? Will Ospreay had this tattooed on him, and he just released a video on Twitter 30 minutes before we started this recording, laughing at this. Come on, man. First,
you telling me a wrestling company lied about their attendance?
First, you fire CM Punk in Chicago. Then you have a pay-per-view where a white man whipped a black man. And now this. This man needs to be stopped.
3 strikes and you're out.
This man needs to be stopped. And have you seen the attendance for AEW tonight? Have you seen the photos?
It doesn't look good.
2,500 people in John Moxley's hometown. Jeez. Shout out Mr. X. He was one of those people, but
Mr. X was there. I love Mr. X. I'm glad we had some Bulletcast representation there. Oh, God. This is not good. This is not good at all.
I will say, gotta be the AEW fanboy devil's advocate here.
No.
They could just claim tickets sold, comps, and all that stuff. But obviously not a great look.
Nah, man. Well, will Tony Khan fear for his life because this has been reported?
Probably.
Oh, Tony. Oh, Tony. In other news, Trinity and Brian Myers have made history. They're the only people to ever appear on Raw, SmackDown, and Impact 1000. Look at that.
Look at that.
A special moment in history. Yes. Camille, the former NWA Women's Champion, she is reportedly thinking of leaving the company. Her contract is up in October. Now, Camille, she is a powerhouse. She kind of reminds you of like a Jade Cargill, maybe even a Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, etc. If Camille were to leave NWA, where would you guys like to see her go?
I don't know. I mean, when she was doing her kind of, stoic, bodyguard type, kind of like a silent Rhea Ripley almost down there in NWA, it is almost kind of like the Diesel type where you don't know what you have. So you kind of think the best. And then now she got her shot and, doing okay work. But obviously, like, I haven't heard anything spectacular about like how great she's doing or anything of that nature. So, just kind of on the outside, someone doesn't watch NWA. I mean, I guess give her a shot somewhere else, but I just don't think she's like a top tier person, like in a women's division. But
we'll have to wait and see. I have to step away for a moment. Discuss Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, well, we got Wrestle Dream, Katie, as you know, more AEW pay-per-views, just pumping them out one after another, pumping them out like Nick Cannon's pumping out kids. But Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr., it's happening. Finally, thought it was going to happen at Forbidden Door. But we're getting that dream match in Seattle, Bryan Danielson's home area. Katie, what do you think about this matchup?
I mean, honestly, anytime that I have the chance to watch Bryan Danielson wrestle is a good time for me. So being able to see him in yet another pay-per-view going up against who he's going up against is really cool. So
and he told Birdie when she turned 7, he's going to stop wrestling. And he doesn't lie to Birdie. And so Birdie's 6 right now. So apparently we've got a year left of Bryan Danielson. Now I think there's going to be a loophole and he's going to say, full-time, everyday type of wrestler. But, it's also Danielson, and he came back from like a broken neck and severe concussion. So, if he has the wrestling itch, I think he will come back after Birdie turns 7. But
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just really hope that we get more time with Bryan Danielson for sure.
Agreed. Don't know where the hell Phillip went, but let's move over to. Let's move over. Yeah, we don't need him. Well, let's move over to NXT, where the big name, the big thing they're advertising throughout Raw was Tiffany Stratton, NXT Women's Champion, defending her championship against Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch did not win, or has not won the NXT Championship until Tuesday, where she did defeat Tiffany Stratton. Crowd went crazy, and now you have Dominic as the North American champ, and now you have Becky Lynch as the women's champion. New Day has been NXT champion, so not the first time we've seen a main roster person win a NXT championship, but obviously this is probably the biggest name, and she's probably going to pull double duty on Raw and SmackDown now, or Raw and NXT now.
Likely, but I mean that gives her more to do, in my opinion. Recently, it's felt like she hasn't really had a whole lot to do other than the Trish Stratus storyline, and that's clearly over now. So it's exciting to see what she can get going in NXT and what she might be able to bring from NXT into Raw. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I do wonder what they do with her. They teased her doing something with Shayna Baszler right before she had that cage match with Trish Stratus, and now Shayna Baszler's doing her thing with Zoe Stark right now. So maybe Becky kind of has her focus more on NXT, which, like, I get it. You're trying to build ratings, and I think NXT did a pretty solid rating on Tuesday. But you're building your quote unquote developmental brand around a lot of main roster people, which in the short term is good for ratings and stuff like that. But then just long terms and health of the company. Maybe they're doing this right now because of the television contract situation. They're trying to, build up the resume right now, and then they get their big paycheck, and then they kind of go back to just being a regular NXT developmental type brand. But No Mercy around the corner will be taking place around here in Bakersfield down south. So I don't know what the end goal for Becky Lynch with the championship is. I would suggest she doesn't hold it for that long. But, if she's going to lose it, I think she should lose it to someone of importance and someone you want to do something with. Maybe you have her and Roxy do some sort of like babyface matchup, and she can get like a legitimate rub from that. Because I think that if you're going to have Becky Lynch win the championship, she's going to have to lose a championship, and you have to really make that mean something. It's not like Dominic, where like, yes, Dominic is a name and the best heel, but like if you beat Dominic, it's whatever.
Right. I agree. Honestly, I don't know if people will laugh at this, but I feel like I could see Becky Lynch giving up the title to like Thea Hale. Give her a rub.
I mean, I don't know how the Thea Hale character and the Becky Lynch character would coexist and go back and forth, but I am a fan of Thea Hale when she had her championship opportunity. Oh, I'm using WWE speak now. When she had a championship match, and I'm not opposed to it. I think maybe a Roxy or a Gigi Dolan, even maybe Tiffany Stratton winning it back is something like that. So yeah, Phillip, we're out here talking about NXT, Becky Lynch, the new women's champion.
I've been listening while I stepped away. Quick, let me backtrack real quick. Danielson, Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr. gave us the best drop in the history of this show. It's going to be fantastic. A technical classic. Cheers. Yes. Heard the Nick Cannon reference. I popped for that. That was funny. NXT, yes. You talk about main roster guys winning NXT titles. You forgot to mention Dolph Ziggler. Love him. Fantastic. Congrats to Becky.
How long was that? Like a 1 day, 1 week reign?
No,
something like that. Well, it was like 2 days because he won it on the takeover on Sunday or one day because
he didn't. He won it on NXT television, retained it at the takeover. What like a few weeks
okay.
later?
See, I
You
can't
gotta-
remember. Too many concussions. Okay.
Nah, that you can't blame it on concussions. Congrats to Becky Lynch finally achieving the Grand Slam. Bailey tweeted, "Took you long enough," and then Becky responded as just as long as it took you to main event WrestleMania. Oh wait, very funny. Look, main roster people holding or coming down to NXT to work there. They did this back in like 2012. Cena would pop up, Orton would pop up, Ryback. I shouldn't say Ryback. I mean, think of another big talent that used to go down there. Jesus, I think Mark Henry made an appearance down there once or twice. Yeah, but this is nothing new. As far as who can,
but I think they're doing it like way more often, and they're much more integral on the story and the television.
Yes, but it was a great match. Shout out Tiffany Stratton. She's really coming to her own. That Swanton was pitch perfect. It was beautiful. Loved it. As far as who can beat her for it, I don't know. I mean, what the No Mercy is September 30th. Unfortunately, we cannot attend that. But man, I don't know. Thea Hale is a possibility. Gigi Dolan is a possibility. Yeah, I don't know.
How long, as we speculate, how long is she holding this title for? Because you could get to No Mercy, or you can
you
get
take
it to the Royal Rumble takeover.
Nah, I don't think she holds it that long. I think you.
But as I said, like if you're beating Becky Lynch for a championship, it should really mean something.
Yeah.
And unless they're going to have a quick turnaround with somebody else, I mean, I think you need to build someone up for that opportunity. If it's not going to be Tiffany Stratton winning it back.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I don't know who it'll be, but we're just gonna have to let it play out. Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin are gonna have a match at No Mercy. I'm excited. That's interesting to me. I'm down. I'm excited to see that. Then they announced what Carmelo Hayes.
T's and P's Devon Wagner.
Yes, T's and P's. Carmelo Hayes versus Ilya Dragunov. Oh God, come on. That's gonna bang. That's gonna be fantastic. Almost want to go to No Mercy for that. Almost do.
Take do they? I would assume. Well, I don't know how big of an airport Bakersfield has, but maybe we rent a plane. Rent one of those like jet planes out of Hayward. We fly down there.
Well, September 30th, we're supposed to be doing an interview with somebody. So
go to maybe Lodi. No, I don't know if maybe that's what I've heard. Maybe we're going, but maybe there's got to be some sort of airport around Lodi. We fly down south and see what's going on.
The Royal Rumble is going to be in Tampa Bay, 2024.
Tropicana Field.
Awesome.
Woohoo! Yeah.
This time they're having a Royal Rumble with fans there.
I know, right? I know. That's fantastic. There's actually no fan mail, so I'm gonna get rid of that off the script.
Mr. X having a fantastic time at Dynamite right now, so he could not send in questions. Understood.
Yes.
Let's go to better sending questions to curveballs and chair shots. Okay.
Let's go into Monday Night Raw, the last Raw under the McMahon era. Next week will be the first Raw without Vince McMahon in total control of WWE. That's crazy. Judgment Day.
I will say, like, the fact that Vince McMahon is not like complete owning it, obviously the past year of the sexual assault allegations, all this stuff, it does kind of take a little bit of the, oh my God, I can't believe Vince McMahon isn't in charge of WWE anymore. Because I feel like that's been the case for like the past year.
No, it's still, oh my God, Vince McMahon isn't controlling every aspect. That's still the case. Judgment Day defeat Kevin Owens and Jey Uso. Jey accidentally super kicks KO. Finn Balor hits the coup de grace on Kevin Owens to get the big victory. Jey had a run-in with Drew McIntyre, so I guess they're going to be doing something next week. Are we getting a slow burn Drew McIntyre heel turn? It's about time.
I think so.
I could see it.
Still no word yet on when his contract is up. If he signed a new contract, it doesn't really matter to me. But I think him turning heel is the right choice. Xavier Woods, I mean, just laying the hammer down on Drew McIntyre, just, talking about how Kofi was champion for an 80,000 people.
82,000.
82,000, a little cheeky nod to say, more than all in.
We don't even have to say that now.
I saw what they did there.
That number's not real.
Well, Drew won in front of no one. So, whatever happened with Riddle, if he's back or not, I don't think that really matters. I think the ultimate goal, the ultimate finish of that story was Drew McIntyre turning heel.
I'm excited. Can't wait to see it. Gunther at his IC title celebration led to Alpha Academy and Ciampa defeating Imperium. Great 6-man tag. Chad Gable. First off, Gunther saying you're an incredible wrestler, but a terrible father. Oh, Gunther, love him, love him, love him, love him.
Is he the WWE Christian right now?
No, he didn't. He didn't insult somebody's dead father.
Deceased father.
Yeah, he just said you're gonna really bring your kids into this because you lost. You're a terrible father. But yeah, Chad Gable looking at Gunther while he had Giovanni Vinci in an ankle lock. Great stuff. Great stuff. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Random pairing with Ciampa and Alpha Academy. But if Johnny Gargano was just nowhere to be seen besides losing to Omos, I know Phillip loved that.
Oh, yeah.
I guess. Oh, I also saw Omos got a shirt now, Phillip. I need to see rocking that now.
Losing to Omos at house shows. Yeah, that's right. I do need an Omos shirt. I mean, Omos might need to tag with this. I heard this Sancho Demira guy. I heard he popped up somewhere in Berkeley. Maybe that's what needs to happen.
Yeah, maybe.
Hell of a tag team. Way better than if he tagged up with Matt Riddle.
Well, Matt Riddle. Yeah.
I mean, I might have had the opportunity to see this Sancho Demira guy. It's kind of interesting. He's not known around these parts yet.
He's not known anywhere.
Yeah, it's kind of hot too.
Oh my. She's not like most girls. Nia Jax is back, baby. She returned. She attacked Raquel Rodriguez. She attacked Rhea Ripley. Oh, hold on. Hold on. When Finn Balor was trying to get Jey Uso to join the Judgment Day, and he mentioned Rhea, and Jey was like, "Oh, for real?" That popped.
My man was ready to risk it all.
About to become a real Rizosaurus Rex. Hello. But that was funny. That was funny. But Nia Jax is back. She attacked the women's world champion. Oh man.
The internet was not happy about this one.
The internet was like, the last Raw of the McMahon era, and a Samoan is on top. The whole family's good at this. Stop playing with us for real. I mean, were people really shocked? She's been training. We knew she was coming back. Everyone
allegedly
comes back.
She's been signed for like a month.
I don't know about
She's been the last time we saw her was the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I mean she's been training with Natty and them. Like you shouldn't be shocked.
I mean, I'm not shocked. Am I happy about it?
What do you mean, Nia Jax is her. She's back.
Real question. We've been asking for the female bloodline member forever. Is Nia Jax going to join?
Tamina's there. I don't know why.
Well, I was going to say, what about Tamina?
I mean, they're both in. I don't know why they haven't used Tamina.
I don't know why they haven't used Tamina either. And quite frankly, I think that Tamina's a better wrestler.
But maybe they can use both.
Well, I just hope that Nia Jax has learned a lot from her training and that she doesn't, injure any wrestlers. So that's my thought.
You act like she's Goldberg.
Listen, I'm not saying she's Goldberg because she's not Goldberg. Goldberg
nobody.
Is something else.
Goldberg drew money, brother. Me and Goldberg, we sold out the Georgia Dome. Even though that was already sold out before we announced the match.
Nia Jax had her run as the champ. I saw a lot of Nia Jax merch at these shows. Nia Jax was she was pushing some merch. I'm like, let's not get it.
I mean, how could we forget the beautiful story of Nia Jax against Alexa Bliss?
I mean, it's a tale as old as time, and she triumphantly defeated the bully at WrestleMania 34 and became the world champion. It was beautiful. It's a beautiful story.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But I mean, I'm not as angry or like as down on the signing as like other people are, because as I've talked about, the women's division definitely needs some depth, and she kind of adds that on the higher end level, just in terms of marketability, I guess.
It's basically what it is. I mean, I'm sure Rhea's going to beat her. It's for Rhea to kind of have a challenge. That's what this is, because Rhea just can't beat every. She can't just.
Yeah, and I mean they tried that kind of with Raquel, and Raquel as a babyface just has not worked, and I don't think it'll ever will work, at least in this current format. I mean, but we saw Rhea Ripley. She was like the happy, smiley, blonde, and she put on some black lipstick, and now she's like the hottest thing going.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what this is. Cody and Dominic are squabbling. Cody took out JD McDonough and Dominic in the same segment. Love to see it.
And then Wade Barrett said it perfectly. Oh, what is Cody going to say now? And then he just left, and we didn't hear what Cody was going to say.
I wanted to know what they wanted to talk about. I wanted to know. I did.
So is it just like official that Cody is going to move to SmackDown, or do you think they're going to throw us a curveball and it's going to be somebody else? Because they didn't really.
Are they going to throw us a curveball and a chair shot? I don't know.
Maybe. Did we get a chair shot on the show? I don't think we did.
No.
They don't get too many chair shots in WWE.
No, we don't. I mean, it's the obvious choice, right? It's the obvious choice. It's the one that makes the most sense, so that the story can be finished and all this other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if Roman allegedly isn't advertised for Royal Rumble, maybe with the SAG-AFTRA, writer strike, maybe a certain Dwayne is available in March. Maybe they'll need to do Cody and Roman at WrestleMania.
You can't have your biggest star not on one of your biggest shows at the beginning of the year. That just doesn't make sense. Roman Reigns will be at the Royal Rumble. We know this.
He's on the graphic, though. It seems like a pretty simple thing to put on the graphic.
So, graphics can change. They showed us Roman Reigns versus Adam Pearce, then the graphic changed.
Graphics can change, but I'm just saying I don't think they're not putting MJF on full gear graphics or whatever.
Well, Tony Khan doesn't know what he's doing. We've seen by the turnstile records. He doesn't.
He's a liar. He's a fraud. He's a phony.
I've been trying to tell you all this for a long time, but nobody wants to listen to me.
I agree with you.
That's
100%.
Let's talk about Tony Khan and his All Elite Wrestling. Jon Moxley defeated Big Bill to retain the international title to no one's surprise.
Jon Moxley bleeding within the first 5 minutes of the show. Just
what a
shocker.
surprise.
Guys, like I was saying, bro, it's like the scar tissue up here. Because
shout out Big Bill. I don't know if you saw the video of Big Bill took some blood, put it on his lips, and he started doing like a very feminine dance.
That's just
okay.
I'm not putting nobody's blood on my lips. I don't even want my own blood on my lips.
Ew.
But yeah, guys, like I'm saying, this is like, I think it's the scar tissue. It's just too thin. Like how Ric Flair can like just tap his forehead and start bleeding. I feel like that's what's going on with him.
That's probably the case because
yeah.
I mean, with him gigging so much, that's likely to happen.
Or maybe Jon Moxley's just a psychopath.
Could be.
It's possible.
Then again, I don't know. I've been watching a lot of wrestler documentaries lately, and we just finished watching one on Mick Foley, and he's like, "Was I a psychopath? No, I don't think so." So Jon Moxley probably doesn't think he's a psychopath either. So.
Katie, are you gonna go meet Mick Foley next month at BTW?
Yes, I have my ticket, and I am so excited. He's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. He's on my Mount Rushmore.
I went to his comedy show last year. Got to meet him. Such a sweet man.
I wanted to go so bad, but I had to work late.
It was good. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
But
did he say his one curse word at the end of the show?
He did. He dropped his one F-bomb. It was perfect. Yeah. It was the end. We built to it. He's such a master of the craft. Love it. Dave Chappelle needs to take notes. Callis calls out Ibushi.
Yeah, Callis and Takeshita just in the middle of the ring. We have another painting, and it's they're going after Ibushi. So the close ties of Ibushi and Kenny. I would presume this match takes place at Wrestle Dream. And if it was my call, I would just have Takeshita beat Ibushi again. Just keep stacking these wins and keep building up Takeshita.
Ooh. Tony Storm versus Saraya next week.
Yeah, if there's a championship on the line somewhere down the line, it's going to be either determined. If you're a man, it's going to be a title eliminator tournament. And if you're a woman, it's going to be a fatal 4-way match. And that's what happened this time. Tony Storm wins the match against Nyla Rose, Hikaru Shida, and Britt Baker. And so we're getting the Outcast against each other.
I saw the clip of the curb stomp, and Hikaru
that looked great.
She went too early, and people were blaming Britt. I'm like, that's not the case here. That's not the case.
And then at the end of the match, Shida was angry at Britt because they she broke at the pin or whatever. So it looks like we might be going down that road, whether it's a Sheeta heel turn, a Britt heel turn, but it looks like we're getting Sheeta and Britt in a little.
Do you
Oh my God,
remember-
we're actually going to get like a secondary women's feud.
Do you remember when Britt Baker was running around, really just in her bag with Rebel and all that?
Hey, shout out Reba. She had her birthday was this week. She posted a photo on Twitter, and in perfect Jim Ross fashion, he quote tweeted and said "Boomer" with a happy cowboy emoji. And I'm not going to describe what the picture was that Rebel posted, but you can imagine that things were thanging, and apparently Jim Ross liked what he was thanging. So shout out Jim Ross.
Yes. We've all seen.
Just being horny all the time.
We've all seen the photo.
A little creepy, but
Hey man, let the man live his life. He went through a lot. He went through a lot. Let the man live. MJF math.
Yeah, we no MJF technically on the show, but we had a pre-tape from last week, and basically, MJF cut a promo both on Roderick Strong and Samoa Joe. If whoever's the person's to face him at Grand Slam next week, and for Samoa Joe, he basically cut word for word with a little bit of editing to fit the scenario, the Scott Steiner math promo.
Yeah, my buddy Scott, he's not happy about this.
Why is that? I will say it's very cute, like too cute, kind of. It's just like, oh, I get it. He's doing the exact same thing Scott Steiner did, which kind of sheds a light that this is all fake, and he just is doing this to pop himself and to pop the people in the back. Continuing on this trend of too cuteness with MJF and Adam Cole right now.
Samoa Joe defeated Roderick Stronger.
Yeah, I don't know what other Strong there would be, but he defeated that Strong, and just kind of a straightforward match. So it's going to be Samoa Joe and MJF next week. Then Roddy just sell him the neck a little bit, and then he collapsed when Adam Cole comes out, and we get a big old stretcher job, and they kind of milk it for a while. I would say a little too long, in my opinion. And then Adam Cole gets choked up by Samoa Joe, and that was the end of Dynamite. Very strange for them to end on that note of Roderick Strong seemingly faking a severe neck injury and getting a stretcher job, and Adam Cole believing it. So I no clue what is going on with that. I thought maybe you have Roderick Strong win the match, face MJF, and then maybe Samoa Joe is the full gear opponent, but maybe they finally pull the trigger on this Adam Cole MJF match where one of them is a heel, but I don't know. I know they thought about, or they definitely did change the direction of this coming out of All In, but I think they've lost their way a little bit.
Yeah. Katie, what are your thoughts on all this? Are you okay? See, she's so disgusted by Tony Khan's booking, she's speechless. You see?
It's absolutely terrible. I mean, Tony Khan, just get it together, brother.
I mean, Vince.
God, get it together.
Jesus, this. I'm sorry. I just saw something that popped me. Yeah. Are you okay, Katie? Serious minds want to know. You good?
I think I'm alive.
Okay. Have you seen these pics of Durag Vince? I love it.
Durag Vince is always a menace.
Man, I love it.
Talking about Durag Vince. I saw something the other day that made me just crack up, and they were comparing Vince McMahon when he first bought WWE and Vince McMahon now. And they were like, young Vince looks like a CEO. Old Vince looks like a old bad guy in a soap opera. And I kid you not, I popped hard for that.
But Vince is a good guy. It's still in Vince we trust over here. But yeah, any thoughts about this Samoa Joe, Roderick Strong of it all?
I mean, honestly, I'm probably gonna get so much hate for this, but I'm kind of done with AEW right now. Like, I need to take a break from AEW.
You're not gonna get hate from anybody.
You never know.
How
we
could
got
you,
some
Katie? I can't believe you
there-
would do such a thing.
there
How
are-
would you
there
decide
are AEW marks out there
to take, a personal
the-
decision and not listen and not watch AEW? Just, oh my God, how could you do such a thing?
It's the neckbeards. They'll be like, how could you say that? Do you know Samoa Joe was the longest reigning Ring of Honor champion of all time? I bet you don't even know the date he won it. No, those are those people.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I deal with neckbeards enough as it is.
Good
But
stuff.
I don't know. I'm really turned off by AEW and the decisions that have been made so far. And it's just frustrating.
It is. But you know what's not frustrating? Oasis Pro. We have the biggest end of summer party going on this Saturday, September 16th. Big Toko's Kickback 2, Eli's Mile High Club, Oakland, California. You got a musical performance by the Losers. Heel Liz will be hosting, and the matches that we have. Listen to this: Alonso Alvarez versus Alpha Zoe. You have a Chicano street fight, Rancho Camacho versus Loverboy Leo. You have a dog collar match, Surza versus Cliff Hendricks. What else we got on here? Oh, a Barbie House hardcore match. Brittany Brooks versus Abigail Warren. You have a four-way fade. Victor Von Richter, El Mago, Jacob Fatu, Ray Leon. What else is on here? What else is on here? Oh, and of course, how can I forget? South Pacific Savages versus Second Gear Crew. Matt Justice, AJ Gray, going up against Journey Fatu and Juicy Finau. Come on, man. Come on. Pull up to the kickback. Last year, we partied so hard, we blacked out the whole block. Will it happen again this year? There's only one way to find out. Be there. I'm on the call. I believe Jaguar Montoya will be with me. I think Pollo Del Mar is going to be there. It is going to be a party. 21 and up event. We are going to erupt chaos. Hope to see you guys there. Thank you guys so much. As always, be safe and stay dangerous. Yes, sir.
This elite podcasting here. Ain't nobody better. Look. Yeah. Listen to us every time we live in the side. When you turn it on, it's just defining the mind. If you feel it, our opinions is great. When everything we moving now in the state, turn us on. If the feeling is right, every opinion now comes from the heart. No time we move with a part. We on the radio, it's wrestling. Time's aggression. Here is the feeling in the proof. Get the lesson. And if you want to prove it to you now, here's the feeling in the time and everything.
This has been the broadcast. Thank you for listening.